Welcome into StudyBall, and I have to mention this for all of you out there that I don't make these videos to attack any individual. I don't make these videos to say, oh, this person should be fired or this person's not any good. I make these videos to teach all of you about what's going on, the details of the game, to allow people to learn from it. And so it's so funny to me that people hit me up and like, well, you only talk about my team in a negative light. Every week, I do a couple videos about things that jump out or that topics that are hot. And so that to me is what I'm trying to do every week. And so I can, back up the narrative that's out there, or I can change the narrative that's out there based on what's going on. And as always, to get it back to the people that can use it, no matter who that is, a fan, a coach, a player, high school level, all the way to the pro level, that can use it to get better. And so I'm not here to trash on anybody. I want all of these guys to be successful doing what they're doing. If they can watch a video and learn and get better, great. But these aren't highlight videos. These aren't bashing videos. These are simply videos trying to teach the game of football and trying to teach from the quarterback position, the play calling position. So that's what I do. So sorry if any of you are offended by the videos that I make, but to me, this isn't ever looked at as negative or positive. I don't go in every week and go, oh, let me do a negative video on so-and-so, or let me do a positive. I just check out what's on the tape, what stands out to me, where I think I can teach the most, and that's the content that you get. All right, so another big topic this week was obviously the Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson, the way that he played, Kirk Cousins, top record in the NFC, tied with the Eagles now. And so let's dive into the tape. They got a huge win in Buffalo. Let's take a look at Kirk Cousins and company and what they did well. And again, they got a big win, but it's not just a highlight tape, and where they can improve moving forward if they're going to be a team that can contend for a championship. Let's go into the tape. So here we go. All right. And I teach on this every week. And this is Justin Jefferson. So it, to me, doesn't make it any different. But when you're a great player, you can get away with things that I wouldn't necessarily teach. So Justin Jefferson here is going to run the big end. I think I was just talking about it last week with somebody maybe with the Packers, that as a quarterback, I don't ever want you to go outside. I want you to stay inside and win to leverage, because when I turn to throw it to you, I don't want to have to just hope that you cross that guy's face. I want to know that you've got the leverage to be able to win. But right here, you're going to see Justin Jefferson goes outside on an in route. So this is what I see as a quarterback. If all of this stuff is cleared out like it's clearing out here, and I want to throw that big in that's coming there, personally, I'm probably dropping off to the shallow route here, because I'm saying I don't like the leverage that Justin Jefferson has up top. Kirk Cousins, trusts, and I like this, work in the pocket, a guy in his face, lets the ball go, but he trusts, right? He's going to throw this ball right here. And that's a tough look right there for an offensive guy to cross that DB's face. But Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson. Look at this, great job of not only turning, but then staying friendly to the quarterback and cutting that defensive player off. So we go and make this play right here, and we turn it into a 46-yard play when I probably would have never even thrown the ball because of the initial leverage of my guy. Great job by Justin Jefferson. Great job by Kirk Cousins making that work when initially I didn't like the release pattern and all the stuff going on there, but great job at the top of the route and great job trusting your wide receiver by Kirk Cousins. I really like this one. So the Buffalo Bills here are trying to play a two-man coverage. But what you'll notice here is Justin Jefferson is inside. So I like the way the Vikings are utilizing different things. We've got running back outside. We got a tight end in the slot. And then we put Justin Jefferson inside. Okay, so we're trying to get matchups. And Buffalo here is trying to disguise this because they're going to end up playing two-man. Now, normally, if you play two-man, you're going to take your linebacker and put him out there on the running back, and you're going to take your corner and put him in here on Justin Jefferson. But Buffalo's saying, okay, we're going to make it look like cover two, because cover two, we're going to keep our linebackers inside, and we're going to play a shell, and we'll leave our corner outside if we're playing regular cover 2. But you'll notice on the snap, there's chasing everywhere. It's man-to-man, so I like this. We get Justin Jefferson inside on a linebacker, on the Mike linebacker, and we got him running a choice route. So like the play design here, right? We've got an option back here to take the hitch. We're clearing this out with an inside fade if we get tight man-to-man coverage and we like it. And then we get all this room for Justin Jefferson to work off a linebacker running a choice route. Easy little completion right there. But like the play design, getting Justin Jefferson and moving him around to get him inside and matching him up. He's caught a lot of choice routes this year. All right, so here we've got a little out route here. Justin Jefferson's going to run the over, so we're going to read this right here. I think we saw Tom Brady do this a couple weeks ago. If we get a jump right here, now we look to hit Justin Jefferson up over the top. If we don't like either of them, we get the big end back to this side. So Kirk comes out and he's reading that side. He gets the jump right here. Looks like he's looking for Justin Jefferson. Not really sure what takes him off of this, unless it's the corner right there, if he's able to see that, and the corner to fall off at the last second. So he works back to this big end right here. I like the process. Here now, we could all say he could hit the check down here, but he's got a nice window here once he gets past this defender to throw the football. But sometimes you're going to see this, and this is the thing that I think Kirk's got to clean up. He'll take some shots down the field, and I want him to. I think that's when he's a difference maker, is when he attacks down the field. But he has a tendency on some of these across the middle of the field to hang the ball a little bit like he did right here. It goes up and over and leads to an interception. But the process is good, and I like the process, and I think that if they're going to win a championship, he's got to be the aggressive Kirk Cousins. Eyes over there, sees it, gets back inside, doesn't like the leverage there, all the way back to the big end, and you see it. You see, there's a window there. There's a big play opportunity, okay? Just got to make these throws. Got to be able to make these throws right here, and for all you quarterbacks, just watch. Okay, so look, feet are going this way, throw, going this way. And again, I understand you can't always play in a perfect world, but this is the kind of stuff that leads to errors. He's got his body going one direction, trying to throw across his body to make the in throw, leads to a little inaccuracy and an interception. But I can't say it enough. I want the aggressive Kirk Cousins. I don't want the check down Kirk Cousins. Attack down the field, be a difference maker, and you got to believe other guys will make up for some of those mistakes down the field. All right, so take a look at this young quarterback. So we're going to run the naked bootleg, corner up over the top, and then we'll get our crosser here. All right, so we're coming out on a naked bootleg, and we're reading the flat defender. Reading the flat defender. And so we want to take a look at what that flat defender's doing, okay? The only thing that I'm going to say here is because of where he's at. So I want you to see, right, he's really, really tight right here. He's not sitting outside the numbers as a flat defender. He's really, really tight. So a couple things. Quarterbacks, if you get outside and you win the line of scrimmage, so there's nobody in your face, we've shut off the backside and you get out on the edge. Get out on the edge. Normally we're saying take the flat as fast as you can. If you've got any kind of pressure, get it out of your hands if it's open, all of that stuff. But if you're able to get the edge like Kirk Cousins does right here, get the edge, turn your shoulders, and you can spend a little bit more time outside on this flat defender. Because what we see here is because I've got time, I realize I am going to get a high-low on this flat defender. And because he's so tight, he's got to play a whole bunch of space right here. So once you get that edge, right, and you know that you've got some time and some space, it's okay to work that a little bit. Never going to be wrong, just throwing the flat, right? That's part of this play. But you get out to the edge and you know that you don't have any pressure out there. Prolong this a little bit and see if there's a way for you to manipulate this guy. You can manipulate him back, and it gives you a flat that gives you more space and probably a bigger play. Or because he's out in space and that flat gets to him, if he turns his hips, now you've got the possibility of that big play over the top. So you see it right here. If he would have just held on, turned the corner with a little urgency, read that flat defender, he got a chance to get this big one down here. And it's just a little teaching point on naked bootlegs. When you capture the edge and you know you've got time to peek down the field a little bit more. Love this right here. So, again, this guy and his ability to win. I'm going to see a two-man coverage again right here by Buffalo. So two-man, normally these guys are tucked hard inside because they know they've got safety help over the top, tucked hard inside, and they're going to try to make you throw the ball over them and beat the safety. We'll see one of these a little bit later on this tape, but they're going to try to make you do that. So hard inside leverage, but Justin Jefferson does a great job here. Normally we say two-man. We're hitting outside breaking routes wherever those are because we've got inside leverage. But cover two, we want to go back to this big end. Great job by Justin Jefferson winning inside. Great timing by Kirk. Kirk's reading this guy right here, turns his hips and heads that way. Boom. I know that I've got this window right here. Just get back, get the ball out of your hands. Bang. Great throw. And you see big play-making ability by Kirk Cousins. He's got that ability to throw and make difference-making throws over and over again. That's what you need to win championships. Here's another one, okay? Play we call Bosa. I'm going to fake the wide receiver screen right here, fake the block, go down the sideline. Fake the block, come back inside. So if we get that corner on the outside to bite, which they do here, it becomes a 2-on-1 off of this guy. 2-on-1 off of that safety, so you can let it play out and read that safety and throw it down the field, or you can do what Kirk Cousins does here. He gets a quick read, and he's not even reading that safety. He got a quick read. He knows that safety's high. I'm going to drive that throw in the hole and not wait for it to be covered. Great throw. Great play. Boom. Flip your hips. Drive the ball. Great play. Setting up a touchdown. All right, interesting play right here. And again, always have to be careful. Talked about Dak down here in the red zone when he threw that interception. Be careful to see leverage down here, to know that you've got leverage. So they're going to run what we call a stump back to this side and then a return back underneath this. So if you feel Justin Jefferson can get leverage on this safety, you could read this side because then it becomes a high-low. He carries, we replace underneath, he stays flat, we hit Justin Jefferson, but everything is about leverage on that safety. You got to believe he's going to get leverage on the safety. So watch this play out. See, he doesn't really get leverage there, so it makes it really, really tough to go to that side. So Kirk goes to the other side. So on the other side, we're going to run a little post here. We're going to run a shallow, and then we're going to run an angle back underneath it. So the first thing I'm looking at as a quarterback is, can I get leverage on this guy? Is this guy going to win off of leverage right there? Don't really like the look in this particular case to think my tight end's going to cross his face. So, but it's a similar concept, right? If this guy comes off and we can beat this guy across his face, we've got that high-low right there and we've got a chance, okay? The hardest thing down here is you're going to see the tight end come up here and he's going to lean out, okay? It's really hard to lean out down here and think you're going to cross somebody's face down here in the red zone because these guys aren't getting out of here and worried about covering the deep area of the field. They know that you've got to throw it quickly. They don't want to give up the goal line, so they're going to squat a little bit more right here. And so you see it, right? Just tough to lean out there and think you're going to be able to cross that guy's face and be flat enough to cross his face. I would have rather seen him try to push up here and then just go flat at the goal line, knowing that's what it's going to take to cross the safety's face. But we're trying to sell it to the corner in hopes that he gets depth. Just really tough from this tight on the field. Okay, so once you see that and you don't get leverage, Okay, again, kind of like we saw with Dak, right? You're putting your ball in harm's way right here because you don't get leverage. I'd rather see him go, I'm not feeling it. This guy's not running hard up over the top based on the way we've coached it. Now let's just read this guy. Okay, do I have a chance for the shallow? He jumps the shallow. Let's just recover under here to the angle that's coming. You see it right there. He's going to jump here, and you got a chance for this angle right there. And again, it comes back to my red zone theory. I love throwing the ball into the end zone. It's great. But my red zone theory changes from what the regular field theory is. Regular field, I'm trying to attack down the field first and then to the check down. I get into the red zone, I'm flipping that. Less likely to try to jam it in down the field, and I really want to complete the ball underneath and force the defenders to cover it because these are the things that are harder. They're squeezing the line of scrimmage. They know they've got help on the back line. It makes everything tighter, so I'd rather complete some things underneath and say, tackle us. Tackle us in space. That's the safer throw and can help and guarantee more points. Okay, so again, eyes are key. So we're going to go back here, and we got a go route here, and so we look at the initial look, and it looks like they're rotating down. It looks like I got a one-on-one over here on the go route. I'm liking it. On the snap, you're going to see on the snap, safety's going to run out to help. Now we're able to jam Justin Jefferson, and we don't really like solo go routes because it's basically like a double team. You're just trying to fit it in. You're not winning in a one-on-one situation. So from there, they're going to have hook, and then come back or stop outside. Okay, so we get to this point. If I'm reading this other side, because understand, we've got this hook here, but depending on where this guy is going, as we watch the snap here, now I don't know, maybe he's supposed to go high to the half of the field. Maybe he's supposed to be playing cover 2. But here, I'm a little worried about reading this because if he does have help over the top, this guy can squat on this hook here. So normally when I read this side, as long as I don't feel like this safety is rolling up over the top, and maybe he does right here. Maybe he thinks this is cover 2, and maybe it is cover 2 and the safety's just out of position. Normally, I like to read this defender right here, and I work outside in. So if this guy pushes outside underneath the stop, replace with the hook right here. If he stays tucked inside, take your one-on-one to the outside right here, and you see. And again, I'm not sure the coverage on the back end. This safety just never gets wide enough, and that's why I feel like this is kind of like a quarters look to the front side. So I like reading this one to this one and then working back to the inside. Kirk may feel like it's cover 2, so I get it. If he feels like this guy's rolling on the outside, we're going to try to work that to there and then just drop the check down. So a lot of it depends on what he's seeing, but I just want to show you from the back view because I'm always looking at the eyes of the quarterback. So here, okay, we watch. Eyes start this way, okay, and then his eyes go back this way. So I don't know what he's looking at back here. Once we see that rotation, we shouldn't even be back here. So his eyes go back that way, then his eyes come back this way, and that's when he tries to make the throw, and we see the tight throw. So I'm going to go back to the sideline again. So once we see that rotation, okay, so even if he wants to go inside first, once you see that rotation and that guy out of there, get your eyes right there and be ready to anticipate that throw. Boom. Maybe you got a chance. If you're ready, you see here, his eyes are backside when the receiver is turning. Again, look at this, right? This is why we're not backside, okay? That's why once they go to cover 2, we're not looking at a go route backside because you got a guy underneath, you got a guy over the top, you got to try to beat both of these guys with the throw. This is what we call a solo hole shot. I never try to hit a solo hole shot, meaning nothing else to hold the safety against cover 2 because it's just sledding upstream. So his eyes should be back to the front side, which is so key on these kinds of plays. Timing, eyes back to the front side. And maybe we got a chance to hit that to the front side. Okay? So again, keeping the ball out of harm's way. Here, we're going to have what we call an influence post. Then we're going to have another post. Then we're going to run the big end. And then we're going to run the shallow. So, no problem with his initial read. Here's what I like. We got press down here, press man-to-man down here with this guy crossing the field. So my first look, too, is going to be this right here because I see all of this space right here. So I'm going to peek that first. And so as I go to peek that one right there, I see two things. This guy never crosses the safety, so I don't like it. And he gets walled off by this defender right here. So we want to come out. We want to see who's technically covering Adam Thielen man. If this guy's running man on the backside, somebody's got to be covering Adam Thielen. I want to see who that is. So it's this linebacker right here. Plus I've got a safety that's wide. Don't really like the one-on-one look. Now, okay, once you lose that one-on-one look, now we've got a great concept here of a high-low off of this defender right there. So exit off. So same idea, right? Guy underneath, guy over the top, trying to beat both of these guys with the throw. X that off. Get back to your good high-low read right here. And we've got a shot for the big in as this guy drives it. We got a shot right here for that big in and another big play right there. Initial thought, I like it. Again, always teaching, right? When I've got something that's coming to this area, okay, the first thing I want to look at as a quarterback is what's going on backside. So there is nobody covering that area backside because this defender is down. So I love the thought process. Go attack the easy one to all the space. Now we just got to see what happens after the snap, and the man underneath with the safety over the top makes it really, really hard, and almost another interception right there. Okay, here's the next thing, right? Kirk Cousins, seen it, does a lot of really good things, makes a lot of really good plays. I like him being aggressive. Just want to see him be able to settle in the pocket a little bit better when things don't go exactly like he wants and pressures on him. So they're running a play action skinny right here. So he's coming out trying to hit that. Good job by the Bills. Drop it in there. And then from there, we're going to have this and this on the backside. Okay, so he's coming backside, doesn't have it, coming backside. Now, right, you just got to be able to verify what's going on. So he turns and just throws it and actually throws it to the defender, and we're all sitting here going, what in the world is he doing? Now, we've all done this at times. We've turned back and we see color and we kind of think it's our guy instead of their guy. That's exactly what happened here. Kirk turned back here and he thought for some reason he was going to have a guy going to that side. He thought that was his guy, had to make a quick decision and threw it right to him. But this is the areas where you just got to be better under pressure, and you can't put the ball in situations like this, easy plays for the defense when things don't go right for you, when you got to get beyond number one. So another area that I think Kirk has to get a little bit better when things fall apart in the pocket and he's not quite sure what he's thinking. When he goes back and he knows what he's doing with the football and can throw the football, he can throw it like the best guys in the NFL, from inside the pocket. But it's when things fall apart a little bit and he panics a little bit in the pocket where things don't go as well. Okay? Now, great job right here. You see this. They're trying to set up a running back screen right here. So Kirk's falling back. He's trying to find his guy, It's all caught up in the wash. Defensive lineman catches this up. Now watch what he does here. Like, this is awesome. He goes and buys time. Now, we always have to worry about this quarterbacks, right? Is these guys going out down the field because we've got a screen called, worried about him going down the field and blocking. But, hey, it all falls apart. A lot of times here we're just going to throw the ball away, but Kirk does a nice job of buying some time. And look at this, taking a shot, right? This guy comes up underneath. He sees that whole shot down here on the move, gets his body turned, rips it. Great play for 21 yards. They didn't call anybody down the field. We get away with it. It's really close by the offensive line, but great play on the move, making something happen out of nothing. Right? It doesn't look like Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't look like Josh Allen. It doesn't look like Lamar Jackson. It's different, but he's got the ability to make some plays off schedule and do some good things. I love this right here. And it only is a 5-6 yard completion, but the ability to manipulate the pocket. Okay, he's dropping back. He gets quick pressure over here, so he's got to buy time out around it. Okay, now another guy's coming off the edge. Nobody's open. Boom, boom. Steps up, pops his feet. Watch this, quarterbacks. These are things you need to work on in the offseason. Feel the pressure. Okay, now get around the pressure. Eyes down the field. Oh, now there's more pressure coming here. Watch what he does here. Comes back inside and then resets his feet to be able to, inside, reset. Look at that. Inside, reset to line up, and makes a great throw. Another play out of nothing really happening. Pick up 5-6 yards. Positive play. Really, really like the footwork there by Kirk Cousins. Okay? Okay, quarterback. So we're going to run what we call double seam. So it stops on the outside and then seams on the inside. All right? Reads different depending on what coverage you see. I'm a guy, as a coach, that says if you get quarters coverage, so this guy staying in a quarter of the field, this guy staying in the quarter field, this guy running to a quarter of the field, this guy running to a quarter of the field. It's really tough to cross these safeties' faces and make a tight throw there with guys hanging to the inside. So I am a guy that when I see a quarters coverage, I like to go outside to my one-on-one right now. I've seen too many interceptions trying to jam this in and cross the face of the safety in quarters coverage. Very much like what we saw in the red zone. That safety knows he can sit a little bit inside. He doesn't have to get as much depth as he would in cover two, so it makes it really tough to cross his face. And like to see Kirk right here, just go outside. Go outside. Take your one-on-one here. Take your one-on-one here. Go to your guy, whoever that is. Gets caught with his eyes inside, and again, you see it. Jammed right there. Maybe he has a throw right there, okay? And again, we can say that. Oh, it happens sometimes you get a throw, but to me, these are the easy ones. Make this game easy when you've got quarters coverage, you got safety sitting inside. Get outside to your one-on-one, make a play. So just a little teaching tape for the double seam, which everybody has in their playbook. You've got double seam in. It's a different read based on different coverages, and I like to say against quarters, go right outside to your one-on-one, and that's where your best option is. Okay, great job here by Justin Jefferson. So we're going to come back. We're going to have a high safety right here. Justin Jefferson is going to run a seam right here, and I believe he's supposed to fall up the field, but does a great job of understanding where the safety is and crossing the safety's face. Okay, we're going to have an under that comes underneath it, but it's the knowledge of going, okay, like the other one. The other one we were down in here in the 10-yard line. So this guy's sitting right there at the goal line. It's really hard to cross his face when he's there. Okay, now we're out 17-yard line. So this guy's back 17 yards deep. So now I have the much better chance to cross his face, but I just want you to watch Justin Jefferson. Watch. Soon as he gets by that contact right there, watch what he does. He tries to turn the corner as flat as he possibly can. Look at that, right? It's tough, but he still turns the corner and makes himself available and protects the football for his quarterback. Great job here by Kirk Cousins. Too high safety. This guy coming out of there, reading this guy, okay? This guy stays flat to cover the under. Boom, go over the top. If that defender was to go and carry Justin Jefferson, now we're going to come underneath here to the under. So come out, his eyes look right here. That's the whole key. Does this guy stay to that side, giving me one guy to read with this guy deep. Great rip down here. Look at this. Timing, one hitch, drive it in there right on his body. Give him a chance. Great job by Justin Jefferson, detail-wise. Staying flat, staying friendly to the quarterback. Big play setting up inside the 5-yard line. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this yesterday, and that's why I threw it on here. Okay, so this is a 72 combination. Okay, so we're running an under and a corner over the top of it. To me, once again, this is a man-to-man concept because you have guys going to different zones. So just visualize this. They're going to cover 2, okay? And once this guy goes inside, this corner, okay, should let him go and now has the ability to fall back. This guy is sitting here to take away the end portion of it. Now the corner and the safety are there to squeeze the corner portion of it, and it makes it really, really tough. So I see it. Minnesota does it every week. There's a number of teams that do it throughout the league that when they get cover 2, their hope is that this corner out here engages with the end and chases the end, and then I have the corner over the top of it. Yeah, great. If it happens, great. But good teams aren't going to let it happen, and they're not going to let it happen very often. They're going to say, I don't need to chase that guy inside. My job is to jam him if he stays in my zone. If he doesn't, then I can drop off. And if he goes inside, I'm going to just release him to the guy that's playing zone inside, and we are golden right there. Okay? Now, again, maybe Kirk thought this was going to be 2-man. Okay? Sees the press over here. Maybe he thinks it's 2-man, and if it's 2-man, I like it. Here's our outside breaking route. Okay? We've got what we want, and now we've got options with runaways to both sides. Just got to be able to get eyes on the corner. Eyes on the corner. See the corner, okay? This corner starts to fall off right here. Got to be careful, right? He starts to fall off. Plays it really, really well. Look at him. He's looking back. He's going to pick this off right here. That's trouble. Maybe drop it here. Maybe have to get back to a check down over there if this guy plays it well and takes that away. But you've got to be conscious of that corner quarterbacks if you're running this. Okay? See him. You've got to see him through the throw. What does that mean? That means I've got to understand what the timing of this corner throw is. And so I need to look at the corner until I'm ready to quick hitch, find my receiver, and throw it. If you get off too soon, so you just see it initially, and then you get to the corner and you're waiting on the corner, you're never sure what this guy did, and he can fall back and make an interception on you. So eyes to the corner until you're ready to quick hitch and throw it. So he can't do this. Now they got lucky. They got a DPI right here. They got lucky that Kirk, I think, saw this at the end and ends up throwing this ball a little bit higher here instead of right to where Justin Jefferson's going, because if he sends it right to Justin Jefferson, this is intercepted right here. So he throws it a little bit higher, having to make that final adjustment at the very end, and it leads to a defensive pass interference. But you see, this is where it gets hard. Now we've got to throw it over a corner. We've got to beat a safety with the throw. That's why I don't like it against zone. So either get underneath here or get back to the other side, even though I'm not really sure what this concept is over here. We got to go a shallow and a swing. So I'm not really sure what we're trying to get over here. But once you see that zone, once you see that guy fall off, jam in here or get back to your check down to the other side. Be careful with the football, even though it works out because of the pass interference call right here. All right, so here's another one. We're going to get 2-man right here. Safety going high, safety going high. Justin Jefferson is going to run a corner route right here, and this is where you're going to see the confidence of these two guys and the big-time throws of Kirk Cousins, okay? So, again, everything says right here, this is not open. You've got a guy playing trail technique underneath. You're trying to run a corner route. You can't throw him up the field because you've got a safety right here. So this is really, really tough to this side. Yet Kirk believes in his guy and a big-time throw. I mean, this is a throw that, as he's sitting here, this ball goes right back in to kind of the inside shoulder of his corner, of the corner route by Justin Jefferson. And so he's driving this throw to beat the safety, and he puts it on his inside number, if this is what he's trying to do. His inside number, allowing Justin to adjust a little bit off of his angle, make the catch, and tap his feet. I mean, just phenomenal throw, phenomenal catch. Two guys just playing confident football, and I love it because this is difference-making football against good football teams. And, you know, we could have said a lot of different things. Hey, you get this back here. It's tough. You could have come off of that. I get that. Sometimes we like that against 2-man because we expect this guy to trail underneath and we feel like we can drive that window, which they did. Or you can get off of that, and he's got a soft corner, a corner that's chasing over here. Get off of that, and you could come back to your deep curl to the front side, to your check down if you want. But as I said at the beginning of this video, this is the Kirk Cousins that I like. Yes, there's going to be some mistakes, okay? Going to be some interceptions. Say the same thing when I played. Stay aggressive, attack the defense, threaten them at all times. You'll make some mistakes, but you'll have more positive plays that come from being aggressive than negative plays. So I'm going to state that again. I played the game, and I threw a lot of interceptions, and it was something that I didn't worry about. And I know we talk a lot about touchdowns, interception ratio, and all of that stuff, but I always felt like if I was aggressive and I was forcing the defense to play on their heels, worried about me attacking down the field on every throw, that yes, it would lead to some mistakes. It would lead to me being over-aggressive at times and throwing interceptions. But I believe that it would soften the defense, and it would threaten the defense to the point where they played on their heels. We would make more plays and more big plays because of that we would ultimately win games, even though there was mistakes involved. I still believe that's the way you have to play the game. Now, we don't want to throw 4 interceptions a game, turn the ball over all the time. That's never going to be successful. But playing aggressive. Look at the best quarterbacks in the league, the Josh Allens. What's he do? He attacks down the field. He threatens you at every moment. Patrick Mahomes, what does he do? He threatens you at every moment with the big play. Lamar Jackson, same way. Those guys, the better quarterbacks in the league, are the ones that are looking to attack down the field at all times, and they will settle for the things underneath that the defense dictates it, but they stay aggressive. Kirk Cousins in the past, at times, I felt, has stopped being aggressive and has looked to complete passes and complete 70% of his passes and hit the check down and make a positive play, but not be aggressive, not attack down the field. Saw it in this game. Had a couple interceptions in this game, a couple more that could have been intercepted, but it was his ability to attack down the field, be aggressive, stay confident, that led to them winning this football game against a good football team. That Kirk Cousins has a chance to win. That Kirk Cousins has a chance to take this team deep into the playoffs and maybe even into a Super Bowl. But you've got to continue to play that way and believe that you can make those kinds of throws and that they're going to pay dividends even when you make a couple mistakes in the game. Don't let those couple mistakes change the way that you play Kirk Cousins, because I like what you're capable of doing with the football. You've got the weapons around you to help you at times when you make those mistakes, to bail you out at times when you make those mistakes. I had those guys too, but it led to a lot of success and opportunities to play in Super Bowls.